picture this with me. It's 1985, and we're in Switzerland. A team's carefully excavating a site near Lake Neuchâtel. They're expecting, I don't know, maybe some Roman coins, pottery shards.
You'd think so, right? Standard archaeological finds.
Exactly. But what they uncover instead, the remnants of a Roman wine press, perfectly preserved after all those centuries. Can you believe that?
It really highlights how deeply rooted winemaking is in Switzerland. This isn't just some random find, it's a testament to a legacy that goes back thousands of years to the Roman Empire.
Wait, so you're saying when those Romans, those toga-wearing emperors weren't conquering the world, they were busy planting vineyards in Switzerland? Like this wasn't just a hobby for them.
Not at all. They were serious about their wine. The Romans recognized Switzerland's potential for agriculture, for viticulture. They established vineyards all across the region. And you know what? Many of their techniques, even their vineyard layouts, they still resonate in Swiss winemaking today. It's incredible.
That blows my mind. So a bottle of Swiss wine isn't just a drink. It's a direct connection to Roman emperors, a taste of history. That's a heck of a selling point.
And what makes it even more fascinating is how this ancient tradition blends with Switzerland's unique geography. When we say Switzerland, most people picture those majestic, snow-capped Alps, right?
It's iconic imagery.
But we often forget those sun-drenched vineyards clinging to the shores of Lake Geneva, the terraced slopes of Lavaux. It's a tapestry of microclimates.
Okay, you have to tell me more about Lavaux, because every time we research Swiss wine, this UNESCO World Heritage Site pops up.
Yeah.
It's those vineyards practically growing sideways on mountainsides, right? What makes them so special?
Lavaux is like a textbook example of how the land, the terroir, influences the taste of wine. Those steep slopes, the way the sunlight reflects off Lake Geneva, it creates this microclimate unlike any other.
And that's what gives the Chasselas grape, which Lavaux is known for, that unique flavor.
Exactly. It's that mineral quality, that crispness, almost like the earth itself is whispering to you through the wine.
Now that's what I call evocative. Speaking of grapes, I know Switzerland grows some of the internationally known ones, but what about those unique to Switzerland grapes?
Yeah.
The ones you can't find anywhere else. Give me the inside scoop.
You want the hidden gems. Well, you've got your internationally recognized varieties, of course. Your Pinot Noir, your Gamay, Merlot, Chardonnay, they all thrive in different parts of Switzerland.
But it's those indigenous grapes, the ones with the wild names, that I'm really curious about.
Okay, buckle up. Let's start with Humane Rouge. It's a red grape, calls the Valais region home, and let me tell you, it packs a punch. Think complex aromas, robust flavors, this lingering spiciness that just dances on your palate.
Humane Rouge. I'm writing that down right now. Okay, what else you got?
All right, how about white this time? Petite Arvine. This one is utterly captivating.
Hit me with it.
So imagine this. You pour yourself a glass, and right away you get this delicate aroma, white blossoms, a hint of honeydew, and this bright grapefruit zest that just wakes up your senses.
I can practically smell it now.
And then you take a sip, and it's like a wave of freshness washes over you. Crisp, clean, with this lingering salinity, almost like you're catching a sea breeze. It's magical.
Okay, you had me at sea breeze. That Petite Arvine sounds like a dream. And it makes me wonder about food pairings. We always think cheese and chocolate when we think Switzerland, right?
You absolutely. Swiss chocolate and cheese, they're in a league of their own.
For sure. But I'm betting there's a whole world of Swiss cuisine beyond those classics that pairs amazingly with these unique wines.
You're so right. Switzerland's culinary landscape is incredibly diverse, and the pairing possibilities with their wines are endless.
Okay, I'm ready for a crash course in Swiss wine pairing 101. What should I be serving with these bottles?
All right, picture this. You're at a charming restaurant right on Lake Geneva. You've got a plate of fresh, pan-seared poach, caught that very morning, right?
This sounds idyllic. What's the perfect wine for that moment?
A crisp chasselas, that minerality we talked about, it cuts through the richness of the fish beautifully. It's like a taste of the lake itself, bottled up.
Stop, you're making me hungry. All right, but what about when you're craving something a bit heartier?
Let's head to the mountains then. Imagine a cheese board piled high with Gruyere, Appenzeller, creamy Vacherin, all those amazing Swiss cheeses.
Don't forget the fondue.
Of course, the fondue. And alongside that cheese board, a glass of Pinot Noir from the Vaud region.
Interesting. So we're sticking with the reds for those richer flavors.
Exactly. The Pinot Noir, with its earthy notes and that touch of acidity, cuts through all that richness perfectly. It's all about balance.
Balance. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about those bolder reds, like that Humane Rouge we talked about? What would you pair with something that intense?
Oh, for Humane Rouge, you have to go traditional, viande sachet. It's air-dried beef that's packed with flavor.
Sounds intense.
It is, but in the best way possible. And when you pair it with Humane Rouge, the wine's fruitiness, its spiciness, it all comes together with the richness of the meat. It's a symphony in your mouth.
Man, we have got to do a Switzerland trip soon. This is torture.
Yeah.
But on a more serious note, I keep noticing this theme of quality and sustainability in Swiss winemaking.
It's true. It's in their blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Swiss are known for their meticulousness, their dedication to doing things right, and that extends to their wines.
So whether it's a family-run vineyard that's been around for generations or a more modern winery using cutting-edge techniques, that commitment to quality is there.
100%. And not just quality, but also sustainability. They really care about preserving the land, respecting the environment.
Yeah, we saw a lot about organic and biodynamic practices being used in the vineyards there, and that they're really conscious of their carbon footprint.
It's very forward-thinking. But even with all that care and precision, they're still facing challenges, especially with climate change.
That's true. It's one thing to control what you can in the vineyard, but when the climate throws curveballs.
Exactly. Unpredictable weather patterns, extreme temperatures, it can really disrupt the whole growing process.
And on top of that, they're competing in a global market that's more crowded than ever.
It's a lot to juggle. They're preserving tradition, but also innovating constantly, overcoming challenges, adapting, all while trying to ensure a future for Swiss wine. It really makes you think, what does lie ahead for them?
It's a tough line to walk. It really takes dedication. These Swiss winemakers, they're passionate about what they do, that's for sure.
And that passion, it comes through in every bottle. It's what makes these wines so special. They really are hidden treasures.
Totally. So for anyone listening who's thinking, I need to try this Swiss wine, what advice would you give them? Where do they even begin?
Don't be afraid to try something new, Step outside your comfort zone. Instead of going for the usual suspects, ask your local wine shop about those indigenous Swiss grapes.
Love that. Tell them you're on a deep dive mission.
Exactly. And if you ever get the chance to actually visit Switzerland,
Oh, don't even get me started.
seriously, seek out those wineries.
Imagine this. You're overlooking those breathtaking vineyards of Lavaux, Petite Arvine in hand, the sun setting.
Or picture yourself surrounded by the Alps, a glass of Humane Rouge perfectly paired with a traditional Swiss meal.
Okay, we had to stop. I'm getting way too hungry for this.
But seriously, just imagine that for a second. You're experiencing Swiss wine in its natural habitat. The crisp mountain air, the views, and that taste. It's centuries of tradition, the unique terroir, all in one sip.
That's a wrap for us. Go out there, grab a bottle of Swiss wine, maybe two, and discover something new. Cheers.